Good evening, everybody. Hope you're all doing well today. Welcome in Parameter, welcome Hoopweed. As we listen to the Samurai Warriors 5 soundtrack, let's chat. So, I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I woke up maybe half hour ago. I was like, you know what? Why don't we do an update on the quest guide? And so I started looking up stuff for it. And then I went, wait a minute. There's quests in here that didn't exist yesterday. Did something happen? So I'm partially caught up, but apparently there was a update yesterday that added several quests for us to potentially try out. So we're gonna go see what those are. They're so new that monster counts don't exist for all of them yet. But who knows, maybe by the time we get to the end of the stream, we'll see. So, I guess we'll start off by going to episode 1, Extermination. It's apparently a chronicle or chronicide trial series. That's a kind of timed quest, I guess hence the name. See how it is. Then there's another quest added under Retrieval called Lost Sun Gym. Hoopweed says I watched No Hit do some development of those. Oh, interesting. So we'll try that out. That one seems like a very Blue ID quest, because that one actually does have the monster quest up. There are 186 approximately evil sharks, which is a lot of Jayas. How much they were nerfed before they were very difficult before. Yeah, I have a feeling we're probably going to time out. And that's fine. You know, this is early on. We potentially don't have a 4-man party, etc., etc. So there's a couple things I wanted to show off, because there's a whole lot in this patch note. They stop you from selling photon drops, photon spheres, etc., etc. Let me boot into the game itself. Move it forward a song. But yeah, there's oh, I got hit with the Ephinea update. My bad. My bad, gotta relaunch. You got me. You got me with the Ephinea relaunch. I did technically update before the stream. I forgot sometimes you gotta hit start game despite it saying you've updated. No, you gotta update again. So yeah, apparently they also improved /lobby, so maybe it stops teleporting us into the weird nowhereness that happens if you do that. I think we've caught that on stream a couple times. So I'm literally just gonna open a game, leave before selecting a quest and see how it is. Hoopweed says the time is adjusted for party size. I was hearing that. So I'm just gonna quickly make a game and then leave. Yeah, so I don't go to the middle of nowhere. So for episode 1, real quick. Now what does it look like when I do that? It seems faster. Okay, now will it teleport me in the middle of nowhere? No, that's actually a lot faster. Interesting. That's more relevant for trading. You don't feel like going to the other lobby. So I don't really know what to expect. I can probably bring a ranger or something. That way at least we could get some buffs. I guess we'll try some episode 1 quests. When we get to Blue ID, when we get to the retrieval quests, I'll probably request to play my Blue ID ranger. I think Azure can wait a little bit. I mean, I guess she would also probably be okay episode 1, but I think right now I'm just gonna generically play purple. I'm not too worried about the rares. I just kind of want to see what the quest actually is. Yeah, let's create a game and test these things out. In addition, they updated one of my favorite series of quests as well, on top of that. It's just like a little treat for me. I talk about how much I liked Endless, and one of the big problems with it is... Actually, let me make sure I get my Baran's launcher out. That might help for later. One of the big problems with it has been that there's usually no ability to load in rare enemies. You can hear me talk about that a few times as we go back and play Endless, because it does limit what IDs are actually good in Endless. But now, allegedly, for Endless 1 and Endless 2, rare enemies can now spawn, which is kind of huge. You know, there's not, like, a ton to Hill Detours, but it definitely brings up the overall value. We were talking about before how it's actually a really good swordsman lore quest. I actually like doing that more than Endless Nightmare 4. So I would, for example, would have just played Pink because it gives you access to high number of enemies for all the Heart ofs on Pink, which I don't think was intended, but it's like one of those weird quests where I'm like, oh, I actually like doing this because every enemy count works on Pink. But now it, yeah, just gives extra value to potentially the other swordsman lore IDs that have something of interest on rare enemies. Not to mention Purple ID, I think, was also fine, but it never had, like, a standout drop. But now it does, so kinda nice. There we go. So, Author is no hits. We have the 4 trials down here. Our team detected an oddity in the forest. I'll let the dialogue play out for once. Thank you for showing up. My team research found this. Detected a red shift. Okay. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Only 2 minutes? Okay. Oh, I didn't realize you were looking to hop in Hookweed. My bad. Let's slash lobby then. We'll get Hookweed in. I just didn't even see you in the lobby. It didn't register for me. If you'd like to hop in Hoopweed, we'll do it again. Usually it's just me and Imparameter. And nothing else, we could see the starting time adjustments. Big robot is here. Well, my headset is being a big old pain today. Chat won't hear it, but for me, like, the song is cutting in and out. I'll move it to the next song. It behaves itself soon. That does make it quite hard to stream when you hear the audio 40% of the time. But anyway, yeah, so we have 1 for each area. As I said before, I'm not too worried about drop rates as we just try things out. The other quest, because the monster rates are out at the time of us starting it, as I said before, I'm willing to just do it because it just looked like a solid blue ID quest. When you have 180 something chances of Jaya, you're probably playing Jaya, right? Like, or anything else that potentially comes from the Evil Shark. I think it gave us 2 minutes previously. I'm curious if it's going to cut it down for the initial start. Take 2. Also kind of brutal that it starts immediately, so if one player is just really far ahead or somebody AFKs, get wrecked apparently. Seems about the same, but maybe it's when we get kills. See the difference. Immediately get rewarded for playing. Thank you, game. Love to see it. Yeah, I think purple's a pretty safe choice. Technically, I can swap out for ruins. But ID is also pretty safe. Only already down to a minute. Very reassuring for me at the moment. I was like, no way am I getting Lava's Cannon from this area. That's ridiculous. Okay, 30 seconds added. I guess as it gets lower on time, it gets darker. By random enemies. Sure, I like the full darkness gimmick. It's gonna make me take longer to target acquire. On a side apparently happened. I could choose to say no. We can use the quest board to return. If we missed items, we could go back here. Man, that's kind of tight. I don't even think we were that slow, to be honest with you. And I guess I'll go pick up these items. I like the gimmick where you could go back in time. I'll go in and grab these items. It said use the quest board to leave. Yeah. I'm in like... not exactly like super undergeared or anything. I'm just like 100% native brands launcher. Question mark. Interesting. Well, I mean, I guess we'll continue onwards. Need to learn the Rappi spawns, I guess. I don't know. If it's that strict, I don't see myself playing this very often, to be honest with you. But we'll move forward. It seemed more like I was ready for a larger number of enemies. It's mostly just to the point where it almost seemed better to just charge Vulcan everything. So, I mean, granted, that might speed it up a little bit. But even then, if it just felt like we were always under time. So I guess we'll see how it goes across the next couple. Get out of here, random club in my inventory. Like, the number of enemies never really exceeded what I... like, if we had 4 players, I think all of us would literally just single target. So I wonder if when I come into here, if it's going to be faster for me to just... Wind Striker everything instead. Because honestly, there weren't more than usually like 3 enemies a wave. Yeah, like, see, even this is not really like screaming Brand's launcher to me. Oh, it's PP laser time. That's actually kind of annoying. Told myself. Yeah, I don't have a non-PP laser mag on her. I was like, wait a minute. Unfortunate. these enemies real quick. See, it's like, I mean, like, if I had to replay, as I said before, I don't even feel like I would super benefit from Baran's launcher. I think it just benefits from one single target. Almost like a HuCast squad over Ranger. Just fine, like there's nothing wrong with that kind of quest setup. It just, I don't think I'm geared for that, at least not on this character. Hey, Vice. Like, see what I mean? Like, none of the enemies are really screaming Baran's launcher to me. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not on that side of the room. Rip. Out of time. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling these quests so far. I like the idea of them, but like, as I said before, I think I'd probably have more fun if I was playing like HuCast over these characters. I think there's like maybe one wave in there so far I would have played Ranger. I'll play Ranger into machines once. We'll go through the rest of them, but overall right now I'm not getting the impression that I would really want to play these over the other options. They're definitely something for endgame players. I don't know if I consider myself there with most of the things. Like, I don't know. I don't really find darkroom gimmicks fun at all, to be honest with you, Hoopweet. So, like, it's already, like, I don't really want to memorize every spawn because I just have no visual clarity. So I just don't even find them fun from it. If it didn't have a dark challenge, I would probably be more willing to do it. But the fact that I'm, like, literally just playing in the darkness is just going to slow me down. Because I just don't know the spawns well enough to say, like, oh, this is where the pan arms is, because I visually can't see it. Like, they're all dots on the screen. I don't know where the priority target is. So it's like, to me. So as like a newer person coming into it, having not seen it created, I'm not a fan. So for me, it's like, it's a lot of memorization and no payoff, other than to say you've done the quest, which to me is not really something I care about. So I like the idea of the freezing in time to collect the items. I think that's a great thing to do for like time trial, because especially if you're looking to have like tight clears, I like that concept of just being able to go back. But won't be rejoining. I don't really deal with my net at the moment. No worries. Fine. So we'll wrap it up. I'll switch over to Blue ID for the final one, which is a mixture of forest and caves. These are the types of quests I want to see more of, to be honest. For me, I'm like, these are not the kinds of quests I want to see. The things I want to see are more like Penumbral Surge, right? I want to see something that like really shakes up the mold and does stuff that breaks what normal quests do. And like, to some extent, this quest does do it. It just does it with really annoying gimmicks is the problem. Where I don't like the darkness mechanic at all as we play. If they just remove that, I probably would like the quest a lot more. Let's clean it up. At least we'll get some vices for potential mines. And once all the quests designed to be harder, I'm happy and just throw endless dump spawns at you. I mean, I don't know if I'm looking for a hard quest, quote-unquote. I more just want to have one that's fun. Doesn't scream super crazy to me. Although, having early canoeing is actually kind of interesting. As I said before, I'm unfortunately just not really geared for this tight of a time trial. Like, I thought it was going to be, like, somewhat tight, but not, like, this tight. So for me, I'm like, no. I am not geared for it with this character. I would need, like, a Machine Baran's equivalency. Like, I feel like if you're looking for hard in PSO, I feel like you're kind of playing the wrong game, if I'm going to be 100% honest with you, Wheat. Like, it just... PSO is not, like, super crazy in terms of difficulty. This is just, like, there is a gimmick that makes it hard to complete because of the time restrictions. I'm going to go get the grinder that's here. I'm just going to slash lobby out of here. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see much of the quest. Even if I switch to Brand's launcher, I just don't see it. Oh well, we'll be able to at least see the other quest a bit more. So, I think chat knows my stance on time quests in general. I just don't like time quests in general. So, it's already... I already had a feeling that there is a strong possibility I would not like the quest, no matter what, and I don't think my opinion has changed. Yeah, it's like... I guess it's neat to be able to complete, as I said before, for people that want to say they can complete it. It's kind of like when we did Endless Episode 1, like there is like a quote-unquote hard mode where you follow all the criteria of the quest in order to clear it, in order to get to Falls. Like that is actually pretty hard to do, depending on what the RNG challenges are. And that could be kind of brutal with your gear. But at the same time, like, the quest is still playable as is. Even if you don't 100% all the challenges. That was, like, more of a Baran's launcher wave. Yeah, so again, maybe when you're playing with Holy Spirit items, maybe this is a lot faster. Question mark? You're running like Force, double HuCast, RaCaseal or something. I'm sure it goes pretty smoothly. But honestly, like on stream, lately it's been hard to get 4 people. So for me, if we're expected to clear this with just 2 with the current timers, I'm like, no way. Oh, I got knocked down. GG, I think. Like, I'm just gonna say it still. There's no point. Just like, there's no way we're killing anything with that remaining timer. Yeah, I'll return. Anyway, I'm gonna switch characters. I'm gonna be a cast, so I'm gonna request a parameter to humor me briefly. Let's see. Let's switch into this one. I'm gonna put away my Brand's launcher. So, yeah, I would say the quests start off for me, and for me it's still going to get a hard pass on the quest guide. I'll be like, yeah... I could see, like, where if you do have, like, quote-unquote, a hyper-optimal party, and you have decently sphered items, it could be a bit fun, but do I usually play with that on stream? No. I'm gonna go with no. Pretty much never. So, not the quests for me. But anyway, I'm gonna go switch out. I'm more happy that Endless got a buff. Let me tell you, chat. Episode 2, I was already like, man, if only Pink ID could get rare enemies for Episode 2. Endless. Apparently the quest is there. Thing is, the people that are questeers are not for the same people who need a guide to help them figure out what they should do. Switch over to a new character and try it out. I don't know if I agree with what you say there, Hoopweed. I feel like people would still want to potentially do a guide for that, question mark. I don't know if I agree with that last statement at all. So let's try more episode 1. Like, even in like speedrunning, like, you would still want to see what the quest is, so you would probably still want to get some heads-up information on it. Oh, guide as to what to play. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, then probably. It's like, I'm like, I feel like people take task techniques or they watch other videos all the time. That's why I was like a little confused, but that makes more sense. Yeah, there's the people that are like the technique pioneers and they showcase like one tech, but they might not necessarily be able to do them. And then there's the people that don't innovate, but can do it well consistently. I guess the best way to put it. Yeah, we're gonna level this character up a little bit. She's a little iffy for the quest, but we'll see how it goes. So the reason why I wanted to play Blue ID into this is there are a lot of enemies that seem like they would be Blue ID friendly. So looking up the Lost Sun Gym, for example, we're going to be going to Forest 2, Cave 2, Cave 3, and there's 189 evil sharks. That's a lot of evil sharks, chat. Like, I mean, like, that's either you literally do Vice. There's no Lily, noticeably, on the list, so that's why I'm not instantly picking purple into this. But there's so many evil sharks that I'm like, I could probably get something of interest here. Let's move forward a song. Although I noticed that it says it takes place in a couple different areas. It said forest, cave, and cave, but then the enemy counts are just for cave and cave. I think something is a little off there. But it is what it is. Also, I guess I could go get my Baran's launcher in case we happen to do forest for real. So yeah, so where I'm looking more for things is kind of along the lines of like... I don't know if I want to say Omnispawn all the way. I do like the Omnispawn quests. I don't know how I'd feel if they were just available full-time around, but I love ones that kind of challenge the way in which you play it without necessarily being just like super difficult at the same time, and I think the Penumbral Surge series is exactly what I'm looking for. Scarlet Realm, for example, has moments for being like speedrunnable, quote-unquote. We'll go to Lost Sun Gym here. But I really like seeing them play around with the tile sets, loading enemies in unusual ways. We were playing Penumbral Surge 4, for example, where the area is constantly updated as you go in a loop. I thought that was just such a cool quest. RaCaseal, thanks for coming. Soldier and civilians form search parties. Only son of Chief Commander has gone missing. Commander Rourke's out looking for him too. Name is Jim Rourke. There we go. I think this was a contest-winning one from what I was seeing. And again, I like that little warp there to take you back to the shop. I think that's such a good touch in the quests, to be honest with you. So maybe it's just a little story thing if we touch this. Alright, so that would explain why it said Forest 2 but no enemies. Okay. Alright, it's a little different than normal. So we can see like the Cave 2 red warp is here. As I said before, it seems like there's gonna be... Oh! Does that say danger? Looked at the little sign above the doorway. Yeah, unfortunately I don't have an A-Beast Brands launcher. So my bad. There are a decent number of slimes in this quest. We'll see how things go. That is not what I wanted to do. Bubble up though. I should really pause the menu, or use the pause menu to dodge that. There we go. We got the point of the run on the floor. We did it. Congratulations. the odds are that we should see a Jaya if we play this quest. We have 1 in 173 and there's 189 chances. So we should see a lot of total Jayas. That is unfortunate. I don't know why I thought that would hit. That was just me being bad. My bad. I was thinking to myself, is this the one with the A-Beast percentage? And I died. I gotta remember my HP is low, I can't just tank those. Yeah, fire traps aren't bad in emergency. The problem is that because I don't have like a great number of them, I know there's a lot of slimes in this quest, so I'm kind of scared to touch them. I think it said 15. It's a pretty high number of slimes, I'll put it that way. So I'm like, I don't know how many of them will be grouped. That's fine. I already have 2 Jayas, not too bad. Yeah, this is more just to get this character some experience. Try it out a little bit. See how it feels as like a slightly underpowered character. Did we get separated? I guess the answer is yes. I see him in a different part of the room, which is a little concerning to me. I didn't really want to solo this room. It is what it is. We're here now. We will have to accept her where we are. Leave me alone. I wonder how that happened. If the doors are closed, I don't know if auto work or if something happened. Like, see how we're going 2 different ways? Well, I guess I could always just throw a tailpipe down for later. You took a teleport? Okay. Yeah, so I'll probably have to go back for some healing at some point. Then, like, I could kite them out a little bit. It's just awkward. Ooh, Ephinea I can't really deal with without a debuff. That's also what I was worried about. The moment I get pan-armed, I'm like, yeah, I don't do any damage to this. I gotta just wait. At least it's kind of neat that you could take a warp. We're just gonna clean it up here a little bit. Interesting. That might explain why the evil shark count was so high, because maybe there's like a path A, path B kind of thing going on. Get out of here. The R&D testing quest. How you doing, Calvisha? Hopefully you're doing well. This screams to me, use Confuse Trap for sure, especially when your damage is low. And by yours, I mean mine. My damage is not great right now. But it's fine, we'll get through. This would be like the only time I would consider getting quote-unquote the A-Beast Moran's launcher. To me, it's very low on the priority list. There are a lot of things I would want before that. Native Dark has been pretty useful for me in Temple. But I don't have something to give me that little extra oomph, unfortunately. Use A-B star, interesting. I thought about if I wanted to do like Machine Dark or one of the other combos, and I'm like, you know what? Honestly, it's so rare that I fight just A-Beast. Machine kind of makes sense if I want to be more serious about the mines clears, but oh, there's a lot of traps. If only those boxes would drop some good items. Very doubtful though. We have another choice here. I don't know if we'll end up back in that room or not. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Machine Dark for Seedbed Split. So I was literally half wondering if when I go to do Machine, if I'm literally just going to put it on a different brand's launcher, and A-Beast if I just put it on a different brand's launcher. With the ultimate goal of just putting Dark on whichever one I feel like. Rather than do like Machine A-Beast, which sounds terrible. But Native Dark has been good because I don't need to swap pretty much at all for episode 4 and or doing episode 2. I might just leave them separated for now. I'm more inclined to get Machine percent, I think, over A-Beast. I think a lot of that just has to do with the fact that it's just not a lot of quests where I fight A-Beast unless I'm doing Cave. Or the enemies that would, quote-unquote, benefit from it are just not things I would Brand's Launcher to begin with. Unless, of course, we're talking caves. I'm like, AB Stark is great on desert. I could see that. Ooh, liking the number of enemies in these spawns. More to my liking. Again, not like a super difficult quest, but just a lot of Jaya. That's all I'm looking for, chat. Listen. Lots of Jaya. So it's possible we might not see the other slimes, like, too many more. Maybe they're more in the alternate paths, because I have yet to see many. Like, granted, we're gonna go to Caves 3 at some point, but the fact that we've only seen one so far is me thinking. Yeah, I was torn between doing native dark and machine dark for the first Brands launcher. And I was saying to myself, you know what, honestly, I just don't think I want to play most of the time where it's like the areas that require machine I just don't like playing. So I'm like, okay, if I'm not planning on doing CVAD, I'm like, I don't know if I care. I mean, like, I'll do episode 1 mines every now and then, but I'm not exactly like dying to play that over the other options either. Where? What button was my moon atomizer on that it didn't do that? I feel like something was misassigned there. I hit like every one of my buttons and not a single one moon atomizer. Give me a second. We're gonna fix that in a moment. I don't feel like that was even player error. I just don't think it was assigned correctly. Once we're done with this, I'll go fix it. A little happy freeze trap down for them. So it's like, I've been playing a bit more mines lately, but like, honestly, I've been playing Force into mines more than I've been playing Ranger into mines. But for me, I'm like, it is what it is. I feel like there has to be more waves. Oh, no, maybe not. Okay, let's fix something. Gonna bother me. That's what I thought. This is not assigned appropriately. It's like, I'm like, something is not right. I went to go revive somebody and it did not happen. I'm gonna go back and get some healing items. At least I could see all the soldiers waiting here. I came in without all my items, so I'm not really surprised that I'm low. There we go. That should cover me. Yeah, Endless getting that buff for rare enemies is kind of nice. Makes me want to recheck the counts for Pink ID explicitly to see if it's strong enough if Temple can carry the non-Gibbon rooms in that quest. Yeah, sadly, I think for Endless Episode 1, rare enemies don't make a big difference for some of the IDs. Like, for example, I was talking about how, like, Swordsman Lore is, like, the most, I would say, easily attained item in that quest. Aside from literally Red Ring if you're playing solo. So, like, IDs like Viridian don't benefit from rare enemy as much as, like, literally any other ID. It's a bit unfortunate. But I think for almost literally every other ID, at least the rare enemy will have a better impact. Alright, quick lag spike on each ship while I upload some quest bug fixes. Oh no. We're getting, you know we're playing a quest fresh when we start getting warnings about lag and updates. Interesting. Goodbye, Mr. Slime. Do some solid real quick. Now we're in the true early quest stages. Thank you for the good luck. See you around, Hoopweet. Thank you for stopping by. Sorry about the internet issues earlier. There we go. Almost out of freeze traps, but as I said before, I was kind of expecting way more slimes. I guess I could start using my fire traps a lot more aggressively. Like when I'm getting into position here, for example, I could shoot it, buy myself more time. Hopefully things are going well, Calvisha. Sadly, it is no longer XP week. I would have loved this quest at XP week to level here, while trying out new content, but it is what it is. More choices. I think that's warning danger up on the sign there. See, those are the kind of aesthetic touches I really like, where they're using stuff that's like in-game assets in creative ways. That's the kind of stuff I look to. Like, if we're talking about ways to make it more interesting, I like the kind of use of the electricity room here. Like how it's presented here. So far, I don't think there's been like any truly awful spawns. It's just like somewhat to be expected. It is caves. Unless it's like true nonsense, like lilies at like extreme corners or something, guarded by like a million enemies. Don't think we're gonna see truly terrible spawns. Testing random nods, nice. That is not what I wanted. That is really unfortunate. Found the slime. Spawn over here? You did. A good guess. I was not paying attention. I'm like, where would I have put a slime? And I'm like, I'm gonna put it right in the middle. Just put the fire trap. 100% guess. I don't know what that says. Ooh. Oh, it's no, okay, that's gimmicky, but different. I don't hate it. It's different. I definitely regret not having more levels on this character, but hey, we got a player. Maybe we'll do a quick TTF Holy Ray reset or something. Although I'll need X-Scal. We need to level her a bit more before we get to that point. Oh, so I'm totally out of traps. That's awkward. Except for fire traps. Don't super help me here. I'm definitely gonna put a fire trap down to stun them. Can Lily try paralyzing me? What a dumb Lily. Let's level up. Okay, so now my accuracy is almost at max, which should help if we do lower difficulty stuff with her. If we end up doing like very hard CCC or something later, at least she has enough stats to do it. Definitely want that skipped all though. So sadly haven't seen many Jayas drop other than on the other floor. Kind of hoping for a bit more, given the drop rate up, influencing the odds. don't mind me. Just gonna pop all the traps. Yeah, I think this quest is fine. Not like dying to play it because it's caves, but like it was nicely experienced so far. I definitely want to see in 4-player and compare with 4-player. I'm more interested in comparing how fast this goes with 4-player compared to the other quest. The other quest is like, nah, no, not for me. But as I said before, I think it's good to challenge assumptions because we definitely were way oversold on like the unplayability of Twilight Sanctuary, and I actually really like that quest. I was like, I don't see what the problem with this quest is, to be honest with you, other than it's long. There we go. Some more kind of rubble as you go through. Looks like soul-seeking spirits will kill on contact. Oh no. No, please tell me they did. No, please don't. I was just saying I was enjoying this quest. Oh no. Well, telepipe, number 1. What the heck is this? I'm a gross. Can I come over here and just dodge briefly? Okay, I could have made that if I wanted to. Does that make the ghost go away? Because like I can't see when you're walking around the corner if it made it go away. I don't know if, I mean, it wasn't, if that's all it was, it's not unplayable, but like, I really hope I don't see more of that at the same time, if that makes sense. Like, I was saying I like seeing things that haven't been done before, but that's not what I'm talking about. I don't think PSO needs more insta-kill. Maybe that's apparently a hot take, given all these custom quests. Can we not? Can we not have insta-kill? I mean, I could go walk up and touch it at some point, but it would be hard to tell if it's doing damage or just straight up literally instantly killing you, because my level's way too low. But I'm a ghost indeed. Don't think there's sadly enough Crimson Assassins to consider for like something like Viridian. I mean, there's like a lot of them here, but I think there's only about 40 in the quest total. It's not a huge number. I saw Mario shenanigans, something like that. So again, there's so many different passageways we didn't explore. Where I could see, like, if we had a force and, like, a full party, we would have, like, at least 2 different teams going different ways. Like, what's down here? It's just items, or...? Oh. Oh, okay. That's weird. I remember seeing these in the... Oh, that's neat. Okay, that's cute. I like that. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Because I only really see this in the NPC quests, so I'm not like, oh, what is this? But it's really neat seeing them in, like, a multiplayer environment. Oh, okay, I really like that, actually. See, these are the kind of visual aesthetics I'm looking for in quests. This quest is really good with the visual aesthetics. So take note. Take note, people looking for what I'm looking for in a quest. I like how this has changed the dynamic of how it is. Like, there's now not an uncertainty of where the enemies will potentially spawn. And it plays with assets you don't normally see. Yeah, definitely a fan of the visuals of this quest. If this quest were to enter RBR, I'd probably still play it. I think that's the ultimate test. If it was an RBR, would I play it? I think the answer is yes. Although we are noticeably killing lilies. Maybe they just didn't update the monster count for lilies. Because when I first looked at it, let it be known, it did not say there were any lilies whatsoever. So that does weigh it a little differently for things like purple ID, etc. Again, nothing wrong with the monster counts being a bit off. It is literally day one of the quest, more or less. But still no regrets on blue ID. Just sad it hasn't paid off as much. Yeah, like, see, like, we're still fighting this, and there's, like, already another door we could take. Yeah, I'm just gonna shut down these two lilies, make sure they can't do anything. I'll eventually kill them. There we go. Took a little while, but we got there. Because I was looking just to see if there was an item room or something. So, like, I'll let Imperameter fight this room a little bit, but, like, what's over here? Oh, so if we... Oh, I see. So if we split up, we would have met up with the other room. Oh. And then that spawned enemies back here. Huh. Okay, I definitely want to come back and play this in 4-player. So every time we're in a Y-split room, they all meet up, which makes sense. Don't get me wrong. Let's go revive Imperameter. Oh, never mind. Imperameter's good. So it seems like there was still... Like, we'll still fight this room. Don't get me wrong. Very, very interesting stuff here. We're gonna go ahead and confuse this room. This seems like a good candidate for it. Yeah, that suddenly ended up being a lot more enemies than I expected. You see why Imperameter got overwhelmed there. But I was curious where that was going to meet up, if there was like some other gimmick to it. But yeah, so if we had gone looking at the area map, there's a whole southern route we didn't take. Then at the Y room split, we ended up kind of going in the middle. So if we go right here, where is this going to take us? This has to be a dead end. Oh, but it opens a laser gate. Interesting. So maybe that allows us to get to the end? Because there were the double doors we can get through earlier. So now I wonder if we have to go to the right split there. Yeah, because see, we disabled one of the laser gates here. Or I think we did. Maybe not. Disregard. So anyway, so that just kind of met up here. So maybe the game actually wanted us to go here. So I wonder if this is going to warp us back to the other room. Okay, so I think what has happened is that for each of the splits, I think there might be a laser switch, and then we have to meet up in that room we were just in. So I think this will only lead to one laser switch, but we'll need one more. That's very interesting. Okay, so yeah, this quest is definitely more tailored for 4-player, which again, nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I definitely want to re-experience. So that definitely gives me... This is the one I'm more excited to play about. There's not really like a visual gimmick that makes it harder to play. And I feel like with gear level, my gear level being kind of mediocre at the moment. Combination of stat and gear, of course, in that conversation. I'm still having a good time with it. Ooh. Speaking of spawns I didn't want to see. At least this is a smaller room to do it in. I can forgive this one a little more. I was literally talking about how I didn't want to see lilies in the corner. Like, that's okay. Alright, we're dropping the confuse traps here. And we're gonna come over here. There we go. That should give us free reign over here. I want that dime. The greed is real. By Nano Dragon. A dime. I feel at this rate, we might as well just Mag Blast. I feel like there's a lot more to the quest. There's no way Imperameter doesn't have it at this point. Gotta kill the lilies. Oh, I'm gonna Mag Blast as soon as the lilies are dead. I want them out of here. I'm not Mag Blasting a moment before then. For lilies. Unfortunate. Oh, the flow and sword drop is so painful. I hate that drop so much. I don't know why that's considered an Uber. There we go. Might as well get some more damage here. They should all be not moving, because I didn't attack any targets there. I was just making sure nothing else was spawning in before I activated. There we go. That should make it marginally easier to kill. I'm getting a little bullied here, but that's fine. Nothing a freeze trap won't fix. Much better. Yeah, I'm mostly just fighting the RaCaseal's bad trap growth. Like, the fact I'm at one freeze trap already is wild to me. It's like, whatever. So I'm gonna let Imperameter clean up this room. I'm just gonna go hit the laser switch. So we don't even need to like full clear certain rooms if we don't need to, which is interesting. Yeah, let me get the material. Oh, there's another one there. Interesting. There's actually two. Good catch. Okay, so now if I touch this warp, where does this take us? Yeah, so we still need one more. That's what I had a feeling on. So to get there, we have to go back to the... this room. We have to go to, I think, the other path in the Y split, and that should take us to where we need to be. Oh. Unless there's no enemies here. Never mind, I thought this door was open. Question mark. Hopefully I didn't miss the laser switch in the other room. That would make me very sad if I did. That would make me super, super sad if I missed the laser switch. Because I only hit one laser switch when we went through the other place. I don't know if there was a second one there. I hope there wasn't. I'm gonna feel very bad later. Because I was thinking we had to go through that Y split, but no, it was still locked. So we could kill these enemies. Once we're back this way. Like, again, we didn't even need to, like, full clear, which I thought was interesting. I'm gonna check on something. Just want to make sure there wasn't another laser switch in this room. Okay, I didn't see any. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, unless there was something at this split, but I didn't think there was because it was a locked door. But there's still more enemies spawning. So I'm curious if this is gonna unlock a door or something. I like my bullets just disappearing sometimes. It spawned a Crimson Assassin in this room? Okay. I mean, we'll follow the enemy spawns, I guess, for now. That's not what I was looking for, although that was hilariously decent in damage. Thank you, AB's Cannon Rouge. I mean, I might as well just keep killing, because I'm not sure where else it wants us to go. This is not the solution. Yeah, look at that. We're getting like a whole different set of waves in here. Poor slime. Oh, now is this gonna open up the red door? Oh, interesting. You know what? I'm kind of glad we missed that then, because I don't know if I would have thought that's how you would have opened the red door. Huh. Kind of like that. Yeah, now if this leads to the red door and then a laser switch, this makes a lot of sense to me. Huh. Interesting. So somebody goes in like a little bit of a loop here, or potentially... Yeah, interesting. Poor Volmers. Speaking of poor Volmers, where are the Jayas at? Come on, game. I'll drop a couple more. Okay, now we could go the way where I was thinking the laser gate would be. Now, is this an actual room that we're heading to, or is it just gonna be a laser gate and leave? Oh. Well, I'm gonna hold forward. Find my last confused trap. Also, what happened? Why didn't my confused trap confuse anything there? Hello? For me, I guess. The only confusion was me. Rip all my Meseta. It's okay. I deserve it. At least I'll be getting a free strap reset soon. Yeah, I would say given how many enemies there are to fight, I definitely would have appreciated, like, one healing circle somewhere. Like, I didn't need it, like, every floor, but even just in, like, caves, too, would have been good enough. So that's still a lot of enemies to potentially freeze trap. Like, just think about it. Like, there were, like, what, 30 plus rooms, and you'd only have, like, 15 or 20 freeze traps? There's multiple spawns per room. Like, the fact that we're still going here and haven't ended shows that maybe that would be my only critique. Like, one healing circle somewhere. Because I know I don't have, like, an abundance, but if I would have only had 20, I would have run out by now normally. Okay, we found the laser switch. Okay. We're gonna open the door. Then what happens? Found an S parts, nice. So after this, we'll see what the RBR happens to be, because I did not look. But we'll probably separate that into a different video. Yeah, that's a lot of Volmers. Plus side, I should be getting my traps reset in like one kill. There we go. Even more accuracy, love to see it. I'm so sad that my Brand's launcher missed him as he charged me. Yeah, 216 ATA, not bad. That definitely helps with landing Hell specials, which we'll need later. There we go. Let's get that my blue RaCaseal is at least leveling a little bit for the future event. Be fun to potentially play her in Seabed. And or doing Temple CCC, very hard mode. In which she doesn't really need too much ATP, mostly just needs ATA. Four enemies. I don't have a... ooh, that hurt my soul. I was like, wait a minute. I frozen shooter hard hit on the Lily and I didn't have a high hit % chance on it? That's sad. It made me a little sad, I'm not gonna lie. Definitely feeling that RAMarl privilege. And we are 100% confused trapping this. We'll get out of there eventually. There we go. We were the decoy. Slime in the middle, sure. Goodbye, Mr. Slime. I have to double check to see if I have a charge Vulcan for her. She should probably have one full time. Make my life a little easier. Like, I should have them. I just need to actually assign it to her. There we go. That buys us some time. And the other two walked into each other. Perfect. Yeah, this feels very Final Room to me, so hopefully we get through without too many issues. Gladly take that diamond. So I guess this is a retrieval quest that doesn't end up doing the boss, I think I was reading. So I don't know if they should have called it a lost something. To be honest with you, lost is almost always designated you fight bosses. So I guess that would be my other critique. If it doesn't actually go to the boss, please don't call it a lost series thing. Don't ruin the naming schema. For giving me invincibility, I appreciated that. They can't hit me, so I might as well just do whatever I want here. See, we only have a 79% chance of landing the second special there. We'll have to slowly improve that. Rid of these enemies. But where is Jim? So I'm assuming there's like a secret to the quests to get more. We didn't find him in our attempt. Oh well. Yeah, I guess he's dead. He's dead in our version of the playthrough. So I'm assuming there's a secret to get them. Also, I don't know why I walked there. I forgot about the warp. That's okay. Yeah, he's dead now in our playthrough. Rip Jim. I think that's it in terms of what I want to show for the bonus quests. But I suppose we could always just leave it as one video. That's fine. People want to watch it, they want to watch it kind of thing. I'm a little sad though that Chronotrials were that tight. I was hoping for a bit of a looser time limit, but it is what it is. So I guess we never found him, question mark? What happens when we go to turn this in, out of curiosity? Rip all my Miseta. Switch to another song. I will switch characters in a moment. I'm just looking to see some enemy counts because I'm curious about something for Endless. Yeah, there's not like a lot of Hildebears in episode 1. That's what I was kind of thinking, but there are a decent number of Lilies. Would impact the purple run. And for Endless 2, I have a question for that. How many Rappies and such did they put in there? actually not a really high number. I was thinking there was closer to 30 Rappies, but there's only like 17. It's honestly not as big of an impact as I thought for episode 2. For some reason, I thought there were like 25, 30, because there's 25 Lilies, which is like somewhat of an impact for those to be rare. Yeah, this quest doesn't have like a ton of Ilgils. Like, it is 10, so I don't think you would play it for Ilgil clears kind of deal. Okay, I was just curious. Yeah, only 7 Hildebears is a little brutal, but I guess for the no damage challenge, it does make it a bit easier. So you don't take accidental fall damage from the Hildebears. Let's go see what the RBR is. It is drop rate up, so I'm willing to do almost anything. Up operation, probably 3. I was gonna say, based off of the banners. Anomalous Ordeal 3, War of Limits 3. Which one is War of Limits 3? Why don't I remember this quest? Honest question. I mean, I don't mind doing some orange episode stuff, but why don't I remember War of Limits 3? Is it because it is nothing worth fighting? It's because it is nothing worth fighting. It's like, I'm like, I feel like we'd be playing this if this was a real quest. Like, no. Unless I really want Blue ID Girasol or something from this, I don't think I would play this. Sure. You know what? I could go switch to some orange ID runs, I guess. Let me bring in a force. Do some mop up, as it were. That set up. I'll bring out the Commander's Blade. Help a little bit with the HuCast accuracy. We all know the HuCast needs any help she can get. Listen, like, you'll take anything. Like, please give me that accuracy buff. I'll bring a Cycle 1 in case I need to actually do damage here. Oh, she's off using it by like 8 ATP. That is so sad. Oh, because she's a pure mind mag on. Suddenly that makes more sense. Do I have a, I should have a FOnewearl mag for her to use. Let me double check. I lose a little bit here. Do I want to lose 100 MST is the question. I could get rid of Smart Link briefly. I think I would rather do that, because I'm not planning on using Bringers. I think that just makes more sense for me. Let's just get something that buffs ATP, or if there's a God ability, I'll just wear the God ability. Contrarian ability works. That way I'm both tankier to survive Sinnoh and can wield the Commander's Blade. I think this quest was okay from what I remember. We did a little bit of this a while back. I got that freeze. There we go. Drop escape doll here. I was busy menuing, I got punished. Drop escape doll, pick up escape doll. Oh, I got hit right as I went to Refoe. That was brutal. Yeah, because I was like, there were too many Mines banners for it to not be Mop-Up Operation 3. Thinking of what I was saying earlier. I was like, there's no way there wasn't a Mines quest in RBR. Oh, killed it with Razan. Get out of here. Yeah, it's just important ID buff since we're playing mostly with HuNeural. I'll just land some shots to help with combo kills. Hello, Brands. There we go. That wasn't too bad. I think we'll play for a little bit more. We'll try to level up some Parameters characters while abusing some drop rate up, I guess. Yeah, the problem with... I mean, like, I guess in theory we could take a look at War Limits 3, but just the enemy count itself did not seem very exciting. It's one of those ones where it's, I think, underground, but there's nothing to really fight. Like, there's not like a million Gertabulus or whatever. I forget which one is the right way. It might be this way. It was not. We're at least like Mop-Up Operation 3 on Orange ID. Like we're getting our V101s, we're getting our, you know, S parts, we're getting our other things. It's sad when we get the Flow and Sword equivalency. Like the Sinnohs descending upon me. Leave me alone, Mr. Sinnoh. Although joke's on you, Sinnoh, I actually got defense up thanks to Centurion ability, so I'm not getting instantly bodied. Well, got rewarded for playing today. Can I not pick this up? Seriously? Ugh. I hate being low on inventory space, chat. I don't even feel like I have that many items on me. That's where I'm, like, annoyed. Like, I have 5 weapons and I can't hold the materials and the photon drops. Brutal. Hello, Mr. Varans. I'd really prefer not to fight you. Leave me alone. There we go. So yeah, like, this quest is strong enough that I would actually just run it repeatedly. And suddenly it takes like a 1 in 10,000 S parts to 1 in 6,000 thanks to RBR, mixing with any kind of drop rate or rare up. I think this quest definitely loses a bit of oomph when it's not also lined up with the other bonuses, because I don't really want to do the quest for XP or rare enemy, for example. But it's still a pretty good RBR quest. This is an example of something where it's like, it just needs like a little tiny buff, and it's perfectly fine. Is it like 100% the best to run always? Probably not. But it's nice to be able to get people as an excuse to get into here. Took that trap to the face, I deserve it. Yeah, like a 1 in 7,000 for a V101. Not terrible. Oh my gosh, the traps. No cast. So nothing else spawns if we go this way, so I guess we just gotta go to the other side, which is a bit awkward. Again, some of these quests are meant for 4 players, so it's like when you're playing 2 player, it's not as smooth an experience. It is what it is. Oh boy, pick a switch. No worries, Imperameter. You play whatever you want to play. I'm not asking you to play cast. I honestly didn't remember if there were traps in this quest that were relevant, so I don't think it would have mattered. Yeah, I do really like holding the Commander Blade, though. I wonder if that's like the new tech. Like if we play very hard mode and I Commander Blade, do you just have like 100% accuracy in CCC? Like that's where my thought process is now. Like, can you actually legitimately special with like RAMarl or like RaCaast if I do that? We'll have to test that out a bit more. Right? Because like very hard, their evasion isn't as high. So you're more likely to get a full combo regardless. Slow-mo traps? Get out of here. Just realized I had a good FOnewearl on, not a RaFoemerge. I do just need more RaFoemerges. I think that'll be the end game goal. Just have every single force with one. And just ask help with those. Like, we're getting close. I definitely have more. If I accidentally get too many, I don't think it matters, because there's forces I haven't even made yet. So even if I went over by one, it's not a big deal. Surprised she doesn't have one. I must have put it into the share bank by accident. She is the character where I genuinely use RaFoe, because she actually does like endless and like other things that would make me do it. Or, like the random attacks. So my bad for not bringing in the right Yeah, I definitely would not mind a V101, honestly. Mixed with a chance of S parts or something like that. So I literally won't make another HuCast unless I have another S parts. So good. That extra accuracy is so huge on the HuCast. It basically eliminates all of his problems in air quotes with leveling. So, like, triple Heavenly Arms wasn't broken enough. Just stack it with S parts and just laugh. There are an obscene number of traps of this quest. Leave us alone. I'm gonna let Imperameter go north. I'm gonna check the south room. If there's anything there. Boxes. Is there like a laser switch I gotta hit in here? Healing circle. Okay, because sometimes when you come down here, you gotta do something in here, but I don't see anything. There is a warp here, though. Oh my gosh, traps, please. Stop it. Stop it. There we go. Oh my gosh. Episode 1, please, with these traps. What is that, like 5 in a row? Stop it! PSO, knock it off. Don't make me get trap vision. Holy. Hit like every trap on the way there. Like three in one warp, 2 on another. Okay, so I had a feeling I had to hit something down there, as I said before. I'm glad I went down there, don't get me wrong. The parameter was sticking down near the bottom in case I got ambushed, so thank you, parameter. Looking up for my health total. Oh, I got baited. Let's see. That warp closed me off. Can I just enter this room? No. Well, Imperameter, you're on your own. I can't enter that room. I touched this warp. Where does this take me? Oh, that answers that question then. And unfortunately, they just instantly... I like how they targeted me, by the way. Like, I barely had time to reorient in the room, and they were already aiming laser at me. It was kind of rude. Thanks, Gabe. I don't appreciate that, Gabe. Yeah, this I think is a pretty good RBR quest. Has pretty much everything you want, like high value, useful endgame items, etc, etc. Definitely gonna do what we can to slow this guy down. Perfect. Yeah, I've definitely been enjoying the FOnewearl a lot more, and a lot of it has to do with Psycho 1, but honestly, the other half has been Commander Blade. It's like the biggest buffs of 2025 for me. Working Commander Blade plus this has been so good. Because even players that are like starting out, like it's not super hard to get a Commander Blade with a small guild. So it's not unreasonable to say, like, if you're FOnewearl and you have any kind of ATP buffs, that you could just be holding this the whole time if you don't have the right wands. It is super useful. Oh, I forgot Sinnoh Red was Lava Cannon. Oh, that is really just a silly value in here for no reason. I guess that's what would have let other people in the room. I don't think we need to hit that one. Ooh, that synchro is terrible. Table 2's around for the next run. That'll think shape what we do next. Poor Gill Chicks. Ouch. Sack a couple good bowies here while I wait. I mean, there's a high chance we're gonna find another wave in here. I might as well just do it. Oh, or not, apparently. These boxes, don't need these. Lots of killables here. Ooh, I like that I can hit this enemy with Rafoi, and it hits the furthest enemies without waking them up. That feels kind of cheating. That feels like cheating. I don't think I should be able to damage the enemy and it just not react to me at all. I feel like that probably shouldn't be a thing. But oh well. After going through the Death Circle room, I don't feel as bad. Right? Touch the circle, you die. I'm like, I don't think I feel bad anymore. I think we're good. Yeah, see, the other guild chick is at half health and it hasn't even activated once. Oh, hello. That's unfortunate. Alright, we're gonna debuff what we can. I don't like that it's just spamming missiles. Oh, the other guild chick is activating it. Oh no, the guild chick betrayed us. The guild chick's revenge. It kept activating the Barans. That was evil. What an evil guild chick. I was wondering why I was getting missiles so often. I was like, wait a minute, it's bumping into the guild chick. I don't know how much of that was intended by the original PSO designers, but I do find that funny. You can never tell with original PSO how much is on accident or on purpose. I don't know if I want to give them credit where it's not due. This is a before. I'll just try to debuff the room a little, chip him out a little with some Rafois. But definitely if we play more mines, I'm gonna go pick up my Rafoi merge. Like a little easier. There we go. Love how delayed that mission complete is. I just love it. It's so delayed. Yeah, so she's the character that should definitely have the Rafoi merge on full time. Okay, yeah, I put one back by accident. That's what I thought. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way she shouldn't have... Like, I should have one floating because I took one off the purple guy. What I thought. Let's see who's around, and that'll shape up what we do next. So yeah, Endless getting a small buff with rare enemies is nice. There's an okay amount of lilies. I don't know if I'd go purple all the way through, but there's at least like Lava's Cannon and stuff from Forest. Purple ID, Endless Episode 1. Might just be us still. Okay, let me take a look at a quest and we'll pick something shortly. Well, I guess if we're up for something a little more SP oriented, I think I have a quest in mind. The old classic quest I play with this. You could say it's the same character if you want. We'll see what path we end up getting. No worries in Parameter. Get rid of one of these. Switch to a new song. Yeah, her having FOnewearl and RaCaseal I think make a lot of sense. So I'm more likely to play episode 4 or episode 1, and both benefit from having those. Unfortunately now Odd Beat. That does restrict the Pew Pew laser potential. For now, we could actually just redo that quest. Just this time with more damage. I thought about random attack, but I'm like, I like it more with 3 people. Although, at some point I do want to try this War of Limits 3, so we might switch to some of the RVR after we do this. What was the other one that we had to do? The War Limits 3. And there was another 3 in there. Was it the Anomalous? Anomalous Ordeal. I barely remember that. Yeah, I was gonna say, apparently, I know we've done it before. It's just a random spawn chance quest. Might give it a shot after this. I'm definitely curious about War Limits 3. This is the before. I don't feel like I've played that quest in an eternity. So it has me vaguely curious. I mean, if it's just low-end CCA, I don't mind playing my HuCast into that. But we'll see. I mean, at least he's got some levels. And I said before, 1100 ATP is not that low. It's not like he doesn't have, like, amazing Vulcans and stuff like that on top of that. I don't think he's really under-geared. Plus, he has the thing that boosts his accuracy. Give it a shot, I guess. Then we'll try War of Limits, where I'll play a force. But assuming I'm just gonna pick something that I'll have to look at the enemy count, like what I would even recommend if we did that. As I said before, it's a quest I don't normally do. Where I'm sure I've completed it at some point at some year, but I guarantee you, I don't think I played it in the last 2 years. We did try to go through some of the quests in like 2023 in preparation for the quest guide, but I don't know if I did War of Limits all the way through. That was mostly just episode 1 where I was like, what are these quests? Which, to be fair, that's, you know, why we found the random attack and came back to it in 2024. We did experience those things. Let me go ahead and debuff into heal here. Oh yeah, I'm already enjoying the Refoe damage. Bonk. Okay, so I already know there's an evil amount of traps. Thank you, Don't Fluff the Pillows. Hopefully you're doing well. Any games you've been playing you want to talk about, by all means. PSO is a free-form, free-flow topic thing. You don't have to talk about PSO if you don't have any comments. You can talk about other things. Get rid of these. Keep it at dark rooms. I don't know if I've ever really looked at the wall before in PSO. I just kind of ignore it most of the time. I've never seen it actually super up close. Strange design. But interesting. Figure that out. Get a little rest of there. The ultra hard challenge here recently on Isaac. Interesting. Congratulations. Rip and Barometer. Now the door is open. You would think I would have remembered what switch we hit. It was not that switch. This one? It was not that switch. I thought it wasn't close to the room start. Okay, maybe it was. Let's go that way. Wasn't as bad as you're anticipating. I haven't actually played Binding of Isaac. Something about the visuals never really appealed to me. But I know a lot of people that do play it. It does seem to have like a lot of replayability from that perspective. My question is, when you go to play something like Binding of Isaac, when you have literally hundreds of items, do you play with like add-ons in order to help determine what like a majority of those items do? I've always been kind of curious about that, because there are a lot of items in that game. Not all of them stack very nicely with each other. Get a debuff going here. Some items will more frequently show up based on how often you pick them up. Interesting. Rewarded yet again for playing today. See that? I'm slowly regaining the PDs I used to trade with Oakleaf. Slowly but surely. Yeah, we play some roguelikes every now and then on stream. I'm still kind of on the fence if I want to get Hades 2 or not, for example. Since we've never technically fully completed Hades 1. Technically. Like, we got the true ending, but I still couldn't do anything with Patroclus. Maybe one day Patroclus will decide to show up and give me his final thing. Yeah, I definitely think those kind of, like, challenges that are in Isaac, where there's just a list of things you can do that set the run to, like, certain conditions. I think that definitely helps with replayability. I did like that aspect to it, for sure. And it has some co-op that I've seen. Always a plus when we're talking about replayability. Get out of here. I'll not play Hades 2 after Hades 1. Hades 1 I had enough. You didn't like Hades 1, Calvisha? Get rid of these. Yeah, I would have thought you would have liked to have played Hades too, Calvishams. Now I'm actually curious. What about it has turned you off? Some debuffs here. I think for me, the big thing where I've been very hesitant to get it is because they got rid of multi-dash, which was like one of my favorite parts of Hades 1. So for me, I'm like, I don't know if I just want single dash. Like, the first thing I do in, like, every single one of those is go for Hermes for multi-dash up. And, like, the mirror upgrade for multi-dash feels so good to me. So for that reason, I'm very hesitant, because almost all my builds revolve around that. Really liked it, but I played too much of it. Beat Heat 45 with the shield. I don't remember what our highest heat was. Think you're just tired of it? Sorry to hear, Calvisha. Yeah, I'm just sad that, like, the Soten's shield dash tech was probably not in Hades 2 due to the things that they removed. I was like, listen, I had an actual crossover ability between games. Like, wait a minute, I got rewarded for shield dashing? That tech is actually relevant in something other than Soten. Yeah, let me hug the wall. Hopefully avoid some of the traps here. Maybe if I come from here, I'll hit less trap. I feel like I hit... Okay. I'm gonna go around the outskirts and hopefully only hit one trap. Okay, that was much better. I only hit one trap this time instead of two. Okay, there we go. You know what? I deserve that. Yeah, another example of, like, those kind of roguelikes I was on the fence about. Rogue Legacy 2. I feel like the difficulty was very hit or miss for me. I'm definitely scared to stream it and then not like it, and then have wasted time playing it. But I should probably play it at some point. With Parameter. We'll eventually catch up. Sadly, the stupid laser gates make me take the long way to get in there. Open Parameter. Can't even buff him. There's too many enemies in the way. Let's at least do this to make it a bit more tolerable. Yeah, I think the thing is, like, I don't know if I actually like the roguelike genre. I think Hades is more an exception, is where I was kind of going with it. So I don't think for me I'm, like, dying to play roguelikes in general. Pun partially intended. Like, they have to have, like, really, really strong gameplay, but at the same time, it's like, I'm kind of over playing really punishing games. And I'm definitely worried Hades 2 is gonna feel like that, because one of my least parts of Hades 1 was the first 8 hours of playing that game. I did not have fun with it. I've gone on record saying it. I really like Hades, but that, before you get a lot of those upgrades, I did not enjoy the game, but I was like, I heard it gets better, but being, like, super limited on, like, movement tech and all that stuff and not having any weapon upgrades, like, basically zero keepsakes, that felt pretty terrible. So I'm not excited to go back to that kind of level at that point. I think it definitely helps that you can have, like, progression in those systems. So it's like, it's not a true... It's not like a true rogue style game, I guess is where I'm getting at it, where you at least can get upgrades in between runs versus you reset at the beginning. Yeah, the like versus light kind of thing. I always get confused which is which. I'm just like... From that standpoint, I definitely prefer, at least for the run, to have meant something. It's kind of like in PSO. If I'm playing PSO and I'm not getting something out of it, whether it's XP or rare items, then I'm like, I don't have a good time with it. That's why I'll end up making a lot of characters in PSO. Light is with upgrades, okay. Yeah, Hades would be a light one, yeah. And as I said before, if I had to play like base Hades again, like please no, I don't have no interest. So painful. Debuff's going. Or I'll play like a trade mystery dungeon where like my stuff carries over between dungeons. I have a lot of fun with those kinds of games. I don't know if I'd ever consider playing like the Pokemon spin-offs, because I'm just not a Pokemon fan. But I might explore Mystery Dungeon in the future. I think you played one that I was sort of interested in, because I know Hecaton wanted us to play it at one point. I think it's like Azure Tower on the PS1. I thought about playing that one if I was gonna play kind of a Mystery Dungeon style game. Cannabins. Uh-oh, it's got the Count Bisham seal of approval. I'll have to put it on the list then. Very grind if you play it? Oh no. Those are words I don't want to hear. I don't know about that. Wait, it didn't recognize we completed the quest until I already took the warp. Wow, that is so delayed. Holy PSO, please. Alright, so I'm gonna switch characters. Put the Cycle 1 and Commander Blade back. Let's try the Anomalous Ordeal. So what kind of enemies spawn in this quest? Gibbons, Miracles, Gaiguis. I mean, these are all things HuCast can at least delete. I'm not worried about those. Put away the Commander Blade, Cycle 1, Photon Drop. How many PDs am I back up to? 13? Not too bad. I don't know if she needs to keep the Centurion ability. I think that's a little overkill. I don't need that in my solo play, so I think I'll put it back. Yeah, I might as well just finish through RBR, and then we'll probably park for the night once we're done with that. We'll give Imperameter at least one TTF, and I think that will be the end of our quest tryout for today. We'll try Anomalous Ordeal, Ward Limits 3, TTF, done. Thanks, 7. Let's switch what song we're listening to, which we're coming finally to the end of the soundtrack. We did it, chat. I would still try it. I think need less than 8 hours to finish it. Oh, that's not bad. See, when you're saying grinding, Calvisham, you gotta be really careful with that. When you say grinding, I'm picturing like hours of grinding. If you mean I have to play like one dungeon for like 3 or 4 hours, that I would not like. Okay, I should get a couple trap resets here. It should be fine. I got X-Cal, Charge Ray Gun, S parts. Feeling pretty good. Like, the game has to be very short. if it's completable in 8 hours, but you say it's a grind. That's where I'm like kind of confused. Those hours don't make sense. Oh, yeah, I mean, I imagine you would have to retry based off the towers. That's fine. Let's get our trimates and stuff out of the way. So I'll be able to get a very early trap reset here, which is huge. I already think I have a good number of freeze traps. I'm going to take advantage of that while we still can. Yeah, I think it's CCA and jungle. Based off of where it is, it has to be one of those, for sure. Do love his 20 machine X Cal in here for no reason. Beautiful. Yeah, the only thing he needs is just more levels for 13, and then he's done as a character, honestly. I think it's just he doesn't hit the minimum level. He needs like 110 or something. And while that is happening, why don't we look up the War Limits 3s? The most common enemy is Goron, which doesn't really drop anything other than Yashminikov and Slicer. Then there's 66 Yowies. So it would be a potential purple ID run, maybe. Just because you could get Yashminikov from it, in theory. Or I could try to go for Slicer Fanatic, I guess. I don't think there's enough other enemies for it to matter. Yeah, purple or white would be fine there. That ultra zoom in that happened. It's a temple. Even though most of those enemies were not temple, has me a little confused. I'm like just making sure that was the right one that it said, right? Right one. Alright, whatever. Well, I mean, White ID still gets Rambling May and stuff, so I'm not super worried about that. I was gonna say, the worst thing that happens is we get a lot of Niska chances as we go through. Yeah, you either literally get Disco Rayman or 13 from the Lilies, which is kind of nice. That much I remember. I've hunted that enough, I actually know what that split is. And that damage is so good. Even with shift to 20, I'm still combo killing. What a character. I was worried I did that trap too early, and I got completely rewarded for it. That was a good feeling. Have mine material. I don't know. I'll be on the lookout, I think, for more games to play. Right now I'm just playing through Heated. I'll probably start up Tails. In theory, we'll start up Wild Arms at some point again. But man, oh man, that last Wild Arms was really rough to get through, I'm not gonna lie. I need like a mental break. So if for whatever reason Tails is not ready, I guess in theory after Rogue Galaxy I could try Wild Arms 3. That's kind of my backup if something doesn't work. Like if they're not done translating it, I'll just wait longer. I'm hoping they'll be done in the next couple of weeks based off what they've been saying. Yeah, Wild Arms was a little special. That is really unfortunate my gun didn't lock on. unfortunate. Wow, I have 15 freeze traps. So he has like 5 more than the character that is the same level as him. Oh, RaCaseal, your freeze trap growth is terrible. I feel like that would have also balanced the HuCast to be a bit better, is if he got the bad freeze trap growth and RaCaseal got the good one. They need to nerf HuCast a little bit. Just saying. What a character. Garden found another thing. Another Flowed Sword? That's interesting and kind of unlucky. They're definitely hard grinding mop-ups there. Wait, they hit me before I even walked in the door? That's rude. I should be allowed to do that. Like, I don't know what I could have done there. They literally hit me while I was walking into the room. It's a little upsetting. Leave me alone, Mr. Arlen. Recommend the remake of the first Wild Arms. I like the original, but the remake is a better game. I don't know if I'm ready to go to the remakes yet. I would rather just continue through. I don't feel like the first one was strong enough of a story to make me want to play the remake, to be honest with you. Like, if I had not literally just played it last year, I would be more willing to do it. But it's not a story I'm really in love with. It's okay. Getting hit by hill delts that I don't know where they spawn because it's random. A bit mean. Yeah, like I don't even think I was in love with the first game, to be honest with you. That's like my urge to play it is pretty low. Like, will we play it eventually? Maybe. Like, I definitely had more fun with like Tales of Destiny than I did Wild Arms, so like I'd be more willing to play the remake of Destiny over Wild Arms 1 for sure, no contest. Plus, there's also been more time since I played Tales of Destiny 1. Damage is so good. That is not who I wanted to target. That was super awkward. There we go. Getting punished for stiff movement. And as I said before, Wild Arms 2 took a lot out of me. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely needed a break after playing Wild Arms 2. Oh my gosh, that last dungeon. The last, like, 4 dungeons were really tedious. I think Rogue Galaxy, to an extent, is also like that, where I just did not enjoy the last, like, third of the game, minus the cutscenes. I will get rewarded on Tuesday for playing more of the cutscenes. I look forward to that. These Lilies. Arms 2 won worst game of the year. Honestly, I'm willing to put it as one of the worst games we've played. I'm willing to put it in bottom 5. I think the only time I had a less enjoyable experience would have been one of the Tales games. Probably Fantasia. Castlevania 64. Just in that order. I think it's only really competing with those, to be honest with you. So it was just kind of rough to get to. Yeah, one thing I just don't like in RPGs in general is if they start doing like the elemental temple stuff, I don't really care. That game really did do that at the end, which was kind of unfortunate, where it's just 4 of literally the same boss, but he's green now, and it just felt really copy-paste. with the boss design, and it was not interesting bosses. And that was like a majority of the end game, was just back-to-back bosses. Super, super unfortunate. These. I'm thinking about Wild Arms 1, and I'm like, I like the intro. I don't know if I really want to replay and hear about Jane or have extended cutscenes with Jane. She was not a huge part of Wild Arms 1 in the original, and I know she's a playable character in the remake. And I'm like, I remember not liking her. I don't think anybody in chat liked her in the original either. Like, I don't know if I want to see more with her, to be real with you. Like, okay. I think I'll do a little hard pass on that one. Me alone, Mr. Rappy. Ouch. That Vulcan damage is so good. You know, for all the talk of the miracles and the Gaiguis, like, we've been in Temple for a while. Would have thought we would have been to the second part already. I don't feel like I was lied to in the wiki, but it's kind of shocked that we're still here. Sadly, it looks like no rambling maze yet. Ooh, that's a choice. Yeah, I think the thing is too, is there's only so many turn-based games I could do at the same time. So I want to be very careful. I'm not doing Wild Arms and also Euden Chronicles 100 Heroes at the same time. I think playing 2 turn-based games back-to-back, that'll drain me. That's my other big concern about timing. Because my preference is definitely action-oriented games. Or if it's turn-based, it's more unusual. Like how we played, I was gonna say Dungeon Crafters, but the essential thing where they move after I move kind of style. Like a mystery dungeon turn-based. Where it's just, you literally do inputs and you do one move at a time kind of thing, versus go through a giant menu and just like constantly check up all these stats. I'm not sure how I would feel about restarting a Shadow Hearts. I feel like if we did try to do the From the Brave New World or Brave New World, I don't remember what the full title was. I feel if we try that game again, I would just want to try to break it or play with like a walkthrough, which I don't usually like to do, but if it's gonna like rank me every boss battle and lock me out of things if I don't get S rank, I'm playing with a guide. I'm sorry. It's just one of those things where it's a very different approach. I really don't like missing content because I just don't understand the boss the first time I'm there. Just, if we do that, that's how I would play it for sure. I just don't find it very enjoyable that I'm being punished for not knowing something in like a knowledge check. It's one thing if it's like, you know, the boss counterattacks you and you learn not to do that again, but if it's like, you messed up once, oh, no more S rank, and you're like, wait, what? And then you just don't get a chance at the item again, it's over. That feels a little extreme to me. It's kind of like why I wouldn't play something like Advance Wars on stream. I feel like the pressure to do well would completely ruin all enjoyment of the game. I don't like being ranked as I played at any point. Oh, we found the Gaigui. Huh, I wasn't able to kill the Gaigui with the combo there? Was I missing him or something? I feel like that should have done way more damage. Yeah, I'm not too far away from leveling. Oh, the Gaigui in the sky was blocking me. Okay, I was wondering what was happening there. Like some shenanigans happened. Oh, I see what's happening. I don't have 100% hit on the second special. That is now starting to make sense. Nice demons. A 1 in 106 of getting a discovery, man. Interesting. Pretty good odds. So again, I could kind of see white ID runs of this quest if we wanted to do more of these. Just to mix things up a little bit. Which I think is like the big thing in PSO. There's people that definitely just grind out efficiency. And I do that to some extent, but I also go to a point where I'm like, okay, I played the quest like 4 times, I'm bored. Like, I'm good. Like, we do TTF when it's rare week kind of things, we do boss week, quote unquote, when it's like rare boss, we'll do episode 4 a bit more. But beyond that, sometimes you just want to have fun with the game and just try different things. See if there's a run you feel like learning. Kind of like for me, I enjoy the random attacks. The nature of needing potentially like a lot of knowledge checks, but also just rewarding you for general play is kind of nice. Also, really liking that ATP ATA. So I think that was 3 level ups in a row I got ATA on HuCast. Feels like I'm playing RAMarl. What a disgusting character right now. Oh, 100 more ATP, I think that would kill. You know what? I didn't die instantly to Gibbles. That's a plus. Yeah, even without Red Ring, I think I'm doing decently here. Just kind of like to mix things up, kind of along that line. Like, I'll still play Castlevania every now and then, but I think I'm definitely done with Soden. I think there's just too much going on there. I don't know if Calvi has any... Oh, there's just a blue warp back there. That's funny. It's like, oh yeah, we came from here. Okay, Phantasmal World 2. This is what this is reminding me of right now. Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, like, certain game scenes have been tainted, so I haven't been supporting them lately. There's a big thing that I usually do is I donate to, like, things like, in fighting game tournaments, it'd be like Matcherino, but for other things like Soden, it would be like towards speedrun achievements or things like that. But pretty much ever since the cheating incident, I have kind of moved away from that on the whole. I just haven't been watching because I just don't trust the integrity anymore, I guess the best way to put it. It's like, for me, I'm like, I don't know. So I know there was like a whole Soten tournament this year. I don't think I've attended a single stream for it. And this is like one of the first years that I've attended literally 0. Ouch. So, you know, I've been putting money towards other causes in the meantime. This year has been more charity work in general. So, I was gonna say, by all means, Calvision, you can talk about the Soden community stuff. As I said before, I left for a very specific reason on stream, and I will probably never attend Soden stuff ever again. While that person is part of the community, I have no interest. There we go. Get rid of those. I definitely think some of the randomizers look fun for some of the other Castlevanias, so I might play a little bit of those. Let's see if I can get a good freeze going. That works. No, I got shocked. Oh, that's so annoying. That was so annoying. Like, funny enough, as much as I thought I didn't like the Soul system, which, to be fair, I still don't like the Soul system, but I would be more willing to play, like, the DS... Not the DS, I'm sorry, the Game Boy Advance Castlevania that had Soma in it. It's not Dawn of Sorrow, I think it's Aria of Sorrow. See, because I remember, because Dawn of Sorrow abbreviates the DS, therefore it's the DS game. I had to think that through. So I actually like some of the mods that were for that game, but I do think, like, there's a couple bosses that are just, like, a little too hard for me to complete in, like, a fast sense. I've been avoiding it for something. Yeah, Aria of Souls, that's also probably right. It's A something. Only that direction the right. Oh, don't flip this. Don't flip the post that had positive experience with the community. Yeah, it's been super mixed, as I said before. I did not have a positive experience, especially since I was starting off speedrunning. I mean, I think Calvisham remembers that to some extent. I did actually participate in races very briefly, and I didn't have a great time with it, but it's not from, like, that wasn't, like, a person perspective. That was more my own mental state, and that is what it is. But at the same time, like, when I'm learning to, like, take it to a more serious level, and then you find out that somebody that is getting, like, heaps of praise is legit cheating, it definitely just takes you out of it instantly. Like, I'm gonna be real with you, it took me out of the game instantly. I'm just like, I'm out. I'm like, why bother? So I haven't gone back to it. I think I said to Calvisham last year, I'm like, I'm not even sure if I'll support going forward. And then I'm like, yeah, this year I have not at all. I think last year, the beginning of last year was the last time I supported Castlevania. If I remember correctly. Calvisham says, not only that, the direction that randomizer goes into pushing out older members for more hype presets. I think Dinderdogs is something I agree with. Some of the presets don't feel like playing the game anymore. And I think there's some things that, you know, it's kind of like PSO, right? There's always going to be some things that are more meant to be kind of like standalone for new players, and there's ones that are like serious race presets, right? Like, not everybody wants to race it. Sometimes people just want to experience a different thing. And I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with it. It's just that it could get messy when you're talking about people that are very serious and very competitive, whether or not to allow certain things. That's where it gets potentially a little ugly. Oh, I'm super dead. Igwe says no. So, like, I don't think I have issues with, like, the individual community members. I think most of the people I've interacted with are still... I still talk to them today, but... Yeah, not after the incident. Like, I'm like, no. I don't want to do that anymore. There we go, murdered that guy, Gui. Oh. That's... Oh, this room sucks. Also, why did my freeze trap hit him? What was that? I feel like I got cheated there. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I think I got hard cheated on that. Yeah, why didn't my freeze trap hit anything? That was BS. Well, I died. Oh, yeah, this is kind of rough with two people. I was hoping that they would at least be spaced out a little more. One murder flower in a room is not a big deal. Two, and Gaigui and Gibbles and stuff like that is really messy, with just two people. I'm gonna have to get rebuffed. Yeah, that ate a lot of my healing, unfortunately. It's just me, but I also feel like presets are getting bloated. My understanding is to create something new. Like, I think the complaint is more just you would want more subdivisions. Like, you just have one more dedicated to racing versus people just want to play around with it. I think that's where your complaint is going. And they should consider having separate launchers for people that want to have competitive scenes. Did I really get hit by Gaigui in a different room? Did we talk about that? Did he really just snipe me like that? What a punk. What an absolute punk move. He shot me from around the corner. Wasn't even fighting him. What nonsense. So I think they just need different launchers for, you know, fun modes versus competitive. And I think once they decide that they just slightly flavor the launcher, then there's not really a big issue. Like, it would just be all the same code. It would just have a different load out, I guess, if it makes sense. And since the C generation would just be mostly on the website versus like the actual thing you use in Soten, I don't think that would be hard to maintain, to be honest with you. Rid of these. Seeing less monster activity. So I guess the green doors that were in the upper right were designating how many waves were left. I think it was neat. I think I've seen that in one other quest before. Double Durandal. Wow. Game is like, you will get a sword. Well done. Okay. That quest was fine. So people just wanted to do more white ID runs, or an excuse to just play episode 2. I wouldn't mind it. Would I do like serious hunts in it? No. But I mostly liked it. I don't think I like the double murder flower with just 2 players. But again, that's more of a, I would be mindful of, I would probably play 3 players into it minimum. You know, there's just like a little warning tag I would put in the quest guide. But yeah, I said that before. I've had very mixed experiences with a couple of racers. So for me, I don't feel motivated to attend those streams anymore. I'm still technically like following people in it, but like I've already jumped off of the Long Library Discord. I don't even remember what date that was. I don't think it was this year. I think it was last year I removed myself from it. But I could be mistaken. It could have been the beginning of this year. Because I was like, honestly, I don't think I'm going back to it at this point. 8,000 pathetic. Oh, is that how much it gave us in Meseta? Yeah, it's kind of terrible. I'm not gonna lie. Well, I guess we play purple ID, so I'll just play a purple force. Make life a bit easier here. Yeah, I'm happy I got to play Big Berserk. He got a couple more levels. He's getting up there. 1124 ATP is pretty good. It's basically RAMarl level. Oh, it can take him pretty much anywhere. It's not the right thing. Yeah, we'll do one more Limits 3 and then a TTF and that'll end. Let's go ahead and play Purple AD. Well, ironically, I probably need to put the Ripoi merge back on him. We found the one quest, I'm willing to do it. Maybe we'll get a fabled Yashminikov in this run. Yeah, let me go get that Ripoi merge back. I'm probably gonna need it, given there's a lot of Gorons. I think the big issue too, kind of like what I was saying before, is that also the person that I specifically don't want to see or interact with is kind of on every Soten stream. So in general, if people stream Soten, I don't join it anymore for that reason, because I don't want to interact with them. I'm like, no thank you. Just like, listen. I'm like, they really are on almost every stream. And again, I don't have any issues with the streamers that do it, or even like 90% of the racers, but when the person that you don't want to interact with is very much like an active part, you're just kind of like, yeah, I don't think so. No sense. Let them have fun with that. I have other things I could do. And if chat doesn't know what I'm talking about, I will briefly mention that this person was caught cheating before in a race and had a lot of very manipulative statements and tactics in order to try to not potentially get banned. I'm like, I'm not happy to see that person around anymore. And I have first-hand experience versus second-hand experience with some of that. So I'm super not okay with it on many levels. Like, I get in all people would prefer that people don't cheat, and it's very easy to kind of white knight and stand up for it, but not for this person. I understand the sentiment, but ... Not this time. Get rid of these people. And I think that was, the last thing I ever posted in the lawn library, if I remember correctly, where I distinctly said I did not want this person back. So they had kind of like a, what was it, a subthread at one point, because they were discussing ban status. Where, like, again, I don't have problems with that person participating on certain streams. I just don't think they should have been potentially back in the competitive scene. But again, if it's more the people that want to let them in. I mean, I think if you get caught cheating, you should just be out, honestly. On the basis of you cheated. Therefore, how can we trust anything you do in the future? Especially when there's a game like Soten where there's a lot of ambiguity on whether or not you can see the seed data. Because there's people that have put in a lot of hard work in order to get consistency with things like wing smashes or routing or bust strats. It's like, I think it does a disservice to them to allow people like that back in. And, like, I'm sure every speedrun community has that to an extent. Like, it's not like, oh, Soten has, you know, they did this, it's the only game ever. Like, it happens in, like, every community. I think the difference is, like, how willing people are to accept said people back into the community is very different, at least from my observations in Soten. Where other people, if they're out, they're out. Where they're out for, like, a lot of years, to the point where it's not relevant if they come back at that point. I was gonna reference something like Magic the Gathering, and then I was like, wait a minute, I remember there was a big fiasco with them because they got rid of all the judges recently. Hashtag don't support Hasbro. Where people that were banned for life came back, and then, spoilers, they cheated. Who would have thought, chat? Who would have seen it coming? Made a big deal about not making tournament seat spoilers available, now we know it's in the open again. Because, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's always going to be something that will circumvent it. Like, if people want to cheat, there will always be people that get around the safeguards. Like, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And, like, to the point where in a lot of these things, especially in, like, speedrun submitted runs, if you cheat in a speedrun, you're usually just out of the community forever, period. Like, period. It's not usually discussed, because they're like, no. Oh, 40 hit ray gun, no special. That's disappointing. So it's like one of those things where, like, if the people are willing to, you know, potentially doctor the footage, or they're willing to do all these things, and it's like, why would you want to accept them again? And usually you get a lifetime ban. But I feel like Soten hasn't done that, which is weird, and that's where I think I disagree. Especially for, like, people that have cheated in more than one game, clearly. It's not like a one-off kind of thing. It's like, in a tournament series, this person cheated more than 3 games. Like, that's not an oops, it's an accident kind of thing. Do you know what I mean, chat? Like, it's very clear that this was their intent to do it. You don't accidentally find this information. So, stuff like that just disappoints me. And that is a big reason why I've not participated in any of those tournaments. So if you look back at some of the other years, I did put, like, a lot of serious money towards it, because I'd usually get something like a tax refund check, right? So I just kind of put it out there, just give it back to the community in different ways. But not this year, not for Soten. So I will always remember being very soured on the community after that event happened. Very soured. Get rid of these. These enemies. Charity work is now going to Brazilian cause. I mean, that is true, Calvisham. I was gonna say, because I don't know if I would have done that if I wasn't supporting Soten. So you are right in that statement, actually. Speaking of which, Calvisham, let me know if you're doing any runs for it this year. I'll mark it on the calendar to put stuff away for it. What's on Crystal? Nice. So it's like, there are other speedrun communities or other fighting game tournaments or like scenes that I like to watch that I'll support financially. Like I help pay, for people that don't know, I do help pay for like the Ephinea server to some extent. I'm not gonna say I'm like not one or anything, but you know, I'm at least putting in monthly, and I put in like an initial donation. So, you know, this is an important game to people, but it's one of those things where I want to make sure it goes to the right people, and I don't know if I can say that in Soten as it is right now. And it's just kind of unfortunate. And like some of it is the nature of the game. Like there's a lot of things that needed to be like work around in order for it to work with mods. Just kind of unfortunate. As I said before, people cheating in video games is not new, but the way you handle them is kind of important. So for me as someone, I'm sorry, I was going on a little soapbox there, and then I got humbled real quick by that Vulcan. That Vulcan is depressing. Just want you to know, that Vulcan drop right there, that crushed the soul. That would have been so good. 40 hit, 20 ABs, 25 machine. Only it rolled with charge or something. Would have been kind of nice. But anyway. So yeah, I don't know. So from that standpoint, I'm not interested. And like, I'll spend time on Calvisham streams, and it's hard because I'm doing a lot of after work stuff, but like, I don't know if I could just look at Soten, disassociate the game with the cheater at this point. Just because it became like personal enough, just due to the fact that I had started up, you know, trying to become serious with it, and then that happened to happen. I think if I hadn't tried doing something more serious, I don't know if I would have been impacted as much. I still don't think I would have supported the tournaments going forward, But I think I would have been in more streams overall. But otherwise, I'm still not over it. Like, I'm still not happy with it. And I will always be reminded of it every time I go there. Another photon crystal, nice. Get some debuffs going here. So, unfortunately, that person has tainted the game for me. I no longer want to watch. The whole thing was a shit show? Oh, that's for open thing. So as I said before, I don't mind like, I'll still go to, like, major Castlevania streamers, don't get me wrong. But if they're specifically doing that game, I'm usually like, I'm gonna do something else. Yeah, as I said before, I think the last thing I commented on was on the cheating incident before I left Long Library. And I probably should have left as soon as the other... I think there was, like, a delay, because I was like, do I stick around? Like, is this going to be a temporary thing? And I think I waited too long, but I should have left immediately after the person was reinstated. I think that's the only regret I have. I should have been more clear and upfront that I'm like, I'm out now. I'm not interested. Get rid of these. These enemies, not too bad. So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do in order to handle the situation where you could see the details. Like, the problem is I don't think it'll ever 100% go away. So it's always gonna be something that's lingering there because it's possible. Like, whether it's literally there in the spoilers or they just have an application to deconstruct the seed. It's just, I don't think it's something that's solvable, if that makes sense. If they had kept it more... No, I don't even think you could do it that way. I was gonna say, if they somehow kept it more guarded, and that only, like, tournament organizers would be able to have done it, but then you wouldn't be able to practice with it. It's kind of like a catch-22 with it. Yeah, it's possible to figure it out from the seed details, what items are where. So when Calvisham, I think, was talking to me about it the other day, I was like, I'm kind of not surprised. I kind of thought they were using that since last year, to be honest with you. Like, regardless if they hide the spoilers, like, there's always going to be a programmatical way to go get to deconstruct the seed. So at that point, it becomes more of an issue of racer integrity, which I'm not convinced of some of the people that still race. Get rid of these. Like, the only way to avoid that kind of thing is to literally play a seed where everybody already knows where the locations are. Like, the equivalency of playing through vanilla or, like, altered vanilla, but it's, like, set in a certain way. The problem with that is a racer at the tournament had access to the tool during the tournament. I had to keep my eye on weird moves. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's no longer, like, you're not able to enjoy it because you're like, oh, how many of these are actually gambles and how much of this is somebody cheating? Because now I just don't trust it anymore. So it's like, that kind of stuff is just not interesting to me. Like, would I trust, like, some of the top racers? Absolutely. I have not been given reason to doubt them at this point. You know, they put on literally hundreds of hours of, like, going through it. But it doesn't exclude them from cheating. It's just unlikely at this point. where at least because you have like a baseline of so many races have been run publicly, it would be more obvious if something shifted. So again, like the only way to really eliminate that is to just say, oh, I almost died. I had to concentrate on my health total there. I was like, wait, will I die on another cast? Just to kind of revisit the whole, the randomizer. Which again, would make the races a lot more stale. And it becomes more like a traditional, that is a very rude trap. That was a very rude trap. If anything strange was to happen, taking to the TO would be very bad. Yeah. Just, it is, unfortunately, it is what it is. Like, I don't know if the same concerns are there for something like, the other Castlevania randomizers. Oh man, there was a camera change? Gross. I'm so glad we stepped on that. Yeah, and that's also the hard part with Soten too, because you have to be able to prove it. I mean, think about how much pushback there was when, like, people like Tarek were going through and, like, going, like, look at how weird this castle movement is. Like, if they didn't have the additional tools to, like, track the route, like, how hard that is to go through. And again, like, if you're doing it with people that have less experience, you can't just be like, oh, you know, the last 3 times that they're in this situation and gambled, they did this, so why in this one did they choose to skip this when it had been paying off for them previously, right? Like, you have to kind of walk it through that logic line, and, like, you just don't have that info with some of those people, right? And, like, and again, like, people more often than not are going to be like, oh, they just gambled, but I'm like, did they? Did they, though? And at the same time, you can't enforce them to be like, oh, you know, if you have X flat in Castle 1, not doing this check, like, this check is mandatory before you leave, etc., etc. Like, we kind of, it's kind of enforced that you don't do certain things in the Soten runs, where it's like, you can't do Silver Ring unless XYZ, for example. You have those kind of extra rules. You can't just cheat through some of it. Like, that's a lot easier to catch versus making those gambles. A lot of enemies at the end. This quest is actually not that bad. It's just a shame there's not really a hunt that lines up with it other than, like, obscure purple. That's like, would you do this over a Heaven Striker run? Probably not. But in terms of XP, it's okay. With XP up, we're hitting 152. So if this was during XP week, we'd be hitting 200 XP a second. So for people that prefer to do this other than doing boss runs, it's not bad. But again, high level play, do you care about XP? Not really. So, no worries, Galvisham. Damn, I got wombo comboed right into that trap. I stood no chance. I got meleeed, then boom boom dead. Holy, deleted. That feeling when FOnewearl gives me fire resist. Let's get fire resist, right? Yeah, decent amount. Well done. So we'll see. As I said before, I'll support different communities in the meantime. Maybe one day I'll go back to Soten, but I don't think it'll be this year. Yeah, I think especially with, like, moving to the new computer, haven't really touched like the Mayhem mod at all. So I don't even have it set up on this computer. In theory. Oh, there's. Oh, I thought they turned off the fire room, but it was just for that little cinematic. That's a little disappointing. Well, at least there's some safe spots to stand in case I want to do stuff. Alright, we'll do one TTF and that'll be it. Okay, the Cycle Wand. A lot of grinders I have on this character. A lot of power material as well. Love to see that. Almost bought dye fluids. I would have been upset with myself if I did that. Stir Vulcan. Oh damn, that should have been Charge Vulcan. Oh well. Maybe one day he'll hit high enough level that I'll get it consistently. Yeah, we'll do one TTF and that'll be it. I guess the question is I should bring in. 18,000 Meseta, much better than the other quests in terms of money. I guess I'll leave it to Imperameter. Did you want me to play Force, or did you want me to play whatever? Look at it, see if I have any items there. I can play cast, sure. Let's do stronger cast. We're bringing a somewhat serious character. I think I got to play as the other characters and gave them a couple levels. So at least if we're in like a more serious anniversary event, at least they have a little bit of ATP. I offered you, Bart. That's not what I meant by more serious power, but I did miss a chance to level him during XP week, but it's fine. He's at least okay enough that if we had a 4-person party, I wouldn't feel like I'm doing nothing with him, but like I can't justify using him over just playing HuCast here. Just there's not a single world in which you can justify picking him over that in a multiplayer game. Or at least here. Oh, I have A1 on. Let's probably not do that. Oh, Quick Warp. Thank you, Quick Warp. Oh, Hellcleave is here. The great Hellcleave is here. Let's not do that on Anguish. Hope you're doing well, Hellcleave. We were talking about cheatings in competitive environments. And I did think of you briefly, because I did briefly think of Magic the Gathering. That game is a nightmare. That game is actually a nightmare with cheating. What was the card that was sitting on the lap? Just got home and was eating? No worries, Hellcleave. I mean, if you're sticking around a while, Hellcleave, I would be willing to do more than one TTF. Otherwise, I was just gonna call it. I have to study. Fair enough. At least I should level on this quest. He is so close to being free of needing that. He could just remove the Centurion, I think, in 2 levels. That'll be nice to have that slot freed up. On... No Photon Drop. So sad. I don't think there's anything worth fighting in here. I could be mistaken. Speaking of which, move to the last song. Oh, this is the last song. In which case, I'll just reset to the beginning of the soundtrack briefly, since I don't feel like loading up another soundtrack. There we go, much better. Yeah, I was gonna say, people will find a way to cheat in basically any competitive scene, so it could be a little mixed. I think what helps is like when you have the difference between this and like a fighting game in terms of cheating is that you might be able to cheat in online play for things like automated inputs of certain moves and things like that you would not generally be able to get away with in person. Not to say that it hasn't happened before. Like, I'll give an easy example. I don't remember which version of Smash it was. There was an infamous cheating incident where they basically had a super powered up Pichu, depending on what controller port you played in. You ended up with buff stats specifically on the Pichu character. It was Melee, thank you. I couldn't remember if it was Melee or if it was one of the other versions, but it makes sense. So it's like, people will still try to cheat even in those scenarios. Let's go for extra kills on the next area. Not that I think Sky ID is anything of interest here, but I might as well go for it. Two, three. I don't like that slime activated early. I'm actually gonna move. I don't trust that he's not gonna hit me there. I at least killed some of them. I got there a little late, so it is what it is. Nice, got mag invincibility, that's what I want to see. I'll level up on this fight. And we'll have to check our Centurion ability if we can finally remove it. But I was saying earlier, Hellcleave, I was like, I'm probably just going to save up more PDs just to get more Rifo emerges. Oh, he's already dead. Oh, right. 2 HuCasts. I ripped the 10,000 Meseta. I did not need to use that last 10,000 Meseta. Oops. Well, can I officially get rid of this is the question. No, I can't. How much am I off by? Oh, I have like 15. A bit more than I thought. Barriers are the issue, yeah. I might have to start doing more runs that give us access to it. We'll have to talk. Cause that's like, it's like episode 2 jungle or some BS, right? I feel like the answer is I have to play like jungle episode 2, and that's why I don't have a lot of red barriers. I have like every other barrier, so I know it has to be a place I don't normally go. I'll put it that way. There's no way it's not there. Yeah, and I like pink ID runs. So don't fluff the pillows with a shocking news announcement. There's a one member in the Southern community I'm no way a fan of. I was gonna say, did you want to discuss without using names? For me, I don't super care if I use the other person's name. Just don't feel like bringing it up unless somebody really cares. I've already made public comments, so it's not like a big mystery there. 3, 2, 1. Might as well kill these because they've seen Cesta. There we go. Rid of those. Yeah, there's definitely people in the community that could be a bit more abrasive. So some people just don't want to do it. They just don't want to interact with the people. So that I totally get. And for me, I'm more neutral towards them. I don't have like an opinion one way or another for some of the more controversial members. See, Ren is disrespectful, so I try and accept him as part of the community. Interesting. I don't think I know who that is. There's a few names that I could think of that would potentially be in there, but I don't think that's one of them. That's a bit unfortunate, though. I do think, like, at least 80% of the problems usually come down to ego. Whether they just can't handle the thought of losing, or they put on, like, a superiority complex kind of thing. Some people just don't have the proper social etiquette, I guess is what I'm getting at. So it's a bit unfortunate they fall into one of those categories. I'm sorry, I blinked and this boss disappeared. What happened? I did one combo. Where did the boss go? I'm so sorry, Phase 2 ball up. You're not a real boss anymore. I legitimately killed you as quick as I kill Rappies. Do I go for the fast kill here? Well, you're always welcome to vent to some extent here. But I definitely do feel like... These real quick. That there's always going to be a quote-unquote problem player. And sometimes it's just like... It's just down to like opposing personality types. Sometimes it's like... They do some very questionable stuff. So like it kind of has a range where there's kind of like a I see why people like them, but versus danger, get out of the community. Ooh, aiming fail. I think we killed the Deldies because they're Lava's Cannon, if I remember correctly, in this room. Look at that. It even automatically went to the next song. I died to check to see where we were in that song, but it was worth it. Guess the plus side of playing an extended soundtrack and skipping forward. Darkbringers I don't think are worth their time. I'm not going for the Meteor Cudgel. Screw the Meteor Cudgel, I don't need it. Yeah, it's just kind of, I don't know. As I said before, I definitely removed myself from the communities in general. I unfollowed. I don't know when the Great Purge happened. I don't know if it's like December in there. I'm sure you've gifted me 3-4 subs in the past. Oh yeah. I was gonna say, I still gift occasionally to the like Castlevania streamers. I just usually do it if it's not during Soten. I think there's like one time this year I could think where that happened, just because I'm like, I haven't been on the person's stream in a while. So like, I definitely will support the streamers, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm able to disassociate like community versus people running it. Like, it's a very different statement there. But it's just kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell them what to do. me putting money into things should not be like, oh, suddenly I have full control over it. I want them to do whatever that they were looking to do before. I'm just more disappointed, and if I feel like certain things aren't followed, I'm not gonna be like my way or the highway. I'm just gonna go, I'll support in other means for the people that I already support. It just won't be specifically in tournaments usually. Ooh, get a chance to vice this. Oh, oh my gosh, how did that not kill? Whoever did that last bit of damage, thank you. That would have broke me. I missed killing that boss by like 10 damage. That was so sad. RNG damage range, please. I even used the sacrifice special. That was how hard of a commit that was. Good damage. That boss is so close to dead. On Dark Falls. Oh, it was 5 off? I was gonna say it was some very small amount because it had no visible health on the bottom left. Get out of here. Get FOWE'd on. Yeah, you killed with exact damage on FOWE. That's more impressive than anything else. You did 2 FOWEs and it put it exactly 0. Get out of here, Falls. MST matters on RAMarl. See that? You would have needed 3 FOWEs to kill. I'm like, if there's something that should have earned a red ring, exact damage kills should have been one of them. Should have been like instant reward. It's like you win. You figured it out. Even through the damage RNG. Straight to 0. Okay. So I think we'll talk a little bit more on the stream, but I think we'll wrap up PSO here. I think we did everything we set out to do. So if I had to give a summary, I'm not a fan of the new time trial quests. I could see it being more fun in 4-player, but at the same time, it's not something I want to do for hunts. And I don't like the darkness gimmick in it. I like the time stop at the end of the quest. I thought that was very innovative. And I hope we see more stuff like that where it changes the way that, you know, fast quests are played, where you could kind of go back and get some items. But I think the second quest I would want to see again for the retrieval. So aside from the trials 1 through 4, the retrieval quest seems like it'd be really fun with higher numbers of players as well, just because you can handle the split paths a bit easier. So if I wanted to do like purple and blue runs there in caves, it seemed decent. And then overall, Endless, I think Pink ID got a big buff in Endless Episode 2. Not as big as I was thinking, but still getting potentially like 30 to 35 chances at items they never used to get before is still important. And I already think Pink ID is decent in Endless Episode 2, so it brings that up a bit. I don't think it has a big impact on Endless Episode 1 because there's so few Hilda tours. So, like, I guess if you really want Smart Link, 50 hit DLS found on level 30. If you really want Smart Link in the already solid Episode 4, I guess it's not too bad. Or Episode 1, I mean. And there's not a lot of, like, other rare enemies. Like, 29 Lilies, the only one of interest would give you, Wait a minute. I just noticed something that was wrong with the lilies on the wiki. Oops. Uh-oh, Chad. Who's gonna inform them they messed up the drop charts for Poison Lily on the wiki? They missed the ultimate drops, because I was actually just comparing it. I'm like, wait a minute. There's 3 rows for Episode 1 and 4 for Episode 2. Big oops there. Oops. They got rid of the ultimate Lily drops. But anyway, I was gonna say that not many people have anything of interest for lilies other than Purple ID. The Purple ID is just kind of okay on Endless. I don't think this is gonna be like as big of a game changer, but it's just kind of it's nice to have, I guess. Just nice to have. So anyway, we'll talk more about some PSO or not PSO. We'll talk more about Castlevania, I think, on the Twitch stream. But I think from the standpoint of PSO, we could go ahead and say goodbye to YouTube for now. So if you did watch to this point in the video or the VOD, I'd like to say thank you again for watching, and I guess see you again next time.